what freaky twin thing, which, it would be pretty cool to have a twin like that. But besides the point, nevertheless, I completely digress. Bars. The fact is, we need to make. When adversity came, I could have fell apart, but I chose instead to follow my heart. When adversity comes, I will never run. I will adjust, adapt, and overcome. Vision. And welcome back, everybody, once again to the Speak Your Vision podcast, where not only I am Vision of Hope, but we are Vision of Hope. This is your one-stop shop for everything empowerment. I am Tariq Williams. So welcome back to the podcast, everybody, where in the podcast, in the channel, we have conversations, okay? We have conversations that continue to assist us, empower us, and leveling up, having conversation, evolutionary conversation, so we can evolve as individuals every day, every moment, as we listen to ourselves, to each other, listen to what I got going on, listen to what I'm saying, the words that I'm using, word association, big thing here. And this episode is no different. And it's an interesting one today. When we talk about the problem with normalizing. So the more we talk about social media, the more we talk about society, et cetera, there's this giant push to use the word, let's normalize X, let's normalize Y, let's normalize Z, okay? And there is a little bit of a problem with this, but I need you all to come for the walk. Come for the walk, come for the journey, because in my opinion, this is a really important message that we can never lose sight of. The problem with normalizing. And so you're saying, Tariq, how can you possibly have an issue with normalization? And so to make sure we're all on the same playing field, we're all on the same page, we're going to define some words, and then we're going to talk about and set the table for this conversation and my thoughts on this. So when we talk about the word problem, synonym that I just used a little bit ago, issue, okay? The problem, the issue, the concerning idealism. That's what I'm thinking about when I'm using the word problem here, okay? The enigma, the question mark, okay, of normalizing all these different things. The problem with normalizing, okay? And so I think we can all agree that that's what the word problem means. So let's continue to evolve here. Let's continue to evolve and move the conversation forward. So when we're talking about normalizing, one of the things we're talking about here is society, okay? So let's talk about society here for a second. In society, there are different things. Let's use careers, for example, okay? We're all told that the way to be successful, the normal way to be successful is to wake up every morning. When you're young, you wake up every morning, you go to school, you color in the lines, and you continue to get smarter and learn. And then we're told to get good grades and then go to high school. And then the domino effect continues to then go to college. And college has to be the right answer for everyone, right? Because that's what is well known in society and in community. And so we talk about the fact that we go to college, and that leads us into no matter what the case is, if that's loans or what have you, college, and then the good grades will lead you into the job that you want or the job that you deserve, the the way. Okay. Um, when we're talking about individuals as we continue to grow and become what society says and trying to be active members in society, to get a job once again and be able to pay your bills and continue to move forward. I think that in general is what the situation is, the picture that is painted as the dream here to become what it is you can and supposed to be. Okay. Now, when we talk about the word normal, right? I think that, let's have fun with this. Please leave a comment and I'll be sure to respond and have conversation, and maybe we'll bring it up in other episodes here. When you think of the word normal, what is it that you think of? Please leave it in the comments. I think the word normal is an interesting word. So let's continue here. As you define your word, you define the word normal. And so that's why I brought up society, because when we think of normal, we're thinking about what is considered regular and typical for life. Okay. What's regular and typical for a specific group, humans, etc. Okay. Now, when we're starting to put words like this, like normal, together, and now we're talking about normalization and normalizing, that's once again the concept that I'm talking about in this video today. I want to go back to the college thing and the career avenue here for a moment. Think about this in your mind for a moment, okay? How many billionaires are there in the United States? Game show, okay? Let's multiple choice. A, between 10,000 and 12,000 billionaires. B, between 900 and 1,000 billionaires. C, between 600 and 700 billionaires. Or D, between 400 and 500 billionaires. And drum roll, please. The answer is between 600 and 700 billionaires, okay, in the United States. Specifically, I believe it's in the 640s or 16, something like that, 600 teens, something along those lines. And so think about that for a moment. Now, when we talk about success and we're talking about career, and Grant, this is the example I'm using. I probably could have used quite a few different ones, but this is really going to help us paint the picture here, create the imagery to make sure we recognize what I'm trying to talk about here. So when we're talking about billionaires, obviously being a billionaire is not something that everybody has, right? There's a very limited amount of people that are billionaires, okay? And that's quite a bit of money. But what I will say is this: in order to have that level of success, there's some work that needs to be had and developing of businesses, et cetera, et cetera. And now these things aren't necessarily one size fits all. I think we can agree to that. They all have their different stories, right? And so when we start to connect some of the dots here, I wanted to paint that picture for you all to recognize that these are different individuals who have different types of success and growth, et cetera, et cetera. So now let's get back to the question, the topic at hand. I hope you all have been able to come along for the journey and hang out with me and start to wrap your head around the problem with normalizing. Because the situation is, if we are talking about normalizing, okay, then we're saying that the word normal has to be a part of our everyday life. What we're saying is we have to conform to what everyone else in the world is doing. We have to conform to what is regular. Okay. And so that's the problem with trying to normalize, quote unquote, all these different things, because we're saying that normalization is important. And the fact of the matter is, every single individual is unique. What's normal for me will not be normal for someone else, will not be normal for you listening. Normalization is trying to put us in a box that is saying that we have to color within these specific lines. We have to paint in this particular canvas. And we're saying that so if you're saying you want to normalize a certain type of clothing at a particular place, right? What you're saying is you need society to be okay with you wearing certain clothes. And that is, at the end of the day, why don't we just accept everyone for their differences? Accept the fact that we're all unique individuals. And so when we're talking about the importance of normalizing all these different things, what we're saying is we require that as individuals. We're saying that we need, it's a necessity to make sure that everyone thinks that what I'm doing is normal. And the fact of the matter is, that is not the case. We can't have society dictate who we are as individuals, because then we start losing our authenticity. We start losing our individuality. We start losing our identity in who we are as individuals. Don't we all recognize the fact that you are enough as a person? Your personality makes you unique and special, and you are your own individual. And the fact that there isn't two of you or three or four, even if you have a twin, you guys have different minds, right? Even though you guys go, oh, what freaky twin thing, which, it would be pretty cool to have a twin like that. But besides the point, nevertheless, I completely digress. Bars. The fact is, we need to make sure that we don't make society feel like we have to normalize every single thing in the world, because my uniqueness, your uniqueness is okay. There's nothing wrong with it now. So let's not paint a picture like there is. What you're doing is great. Now, let me say this. If I have to say something, quote unquote, needs to be normal, be kind. Okay? Be kind to people, be nice to people, look out for others, those types of things. Okay? Be nice, don't break the law. Okay? Don't break the law. Don't break the law, be nice to people. Okay? If I have to, because right now I'm talking to you all, the audience, okay? And if somebody will be like, well, Tariq, should being kind to people be normal? All right, haha, hilarious. But the fact is, when I talk about, there's just all these different types of pushes for making X, Y, and Z normal. And what that does is take away our individuality as people. And you should never, 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 never let anyone take away your individuality, your uniqueness, your authenticity, because you're you and you're doing great. Don't let people tell you who you have to be. Just be you. That is what this episode here is all about. So let's connect. Let's think about what this looks like. And the fact of the matter is, you shouldn't actually have to think about what it looks like, because you are you and no one can take that away from you. And with that, actually, before I go, just I want to bring back the career thing for just a moment. Just being real. We say in society and community, on TV shows, et cetera, that we embrace uniqueness. Okay. If we think about American Idol, or, I mentioned business before. Let's go back to business. Okay. Let's talk Shark Tank for a moment, right? Individuals who put in the work and bring up unique ideas that we don't recognize as quote unquote normal are the individuals that grow their businesses obviously the work ethic, okay? But it starts with some type of unique individualistic idea that is able to build and grow. Let's accept new ideas. Let's build new ideas. Let's grow our individualities, because that's what it's all about here. Being you, but not only being you, being unapologetically you in all situations. And so I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got something out of this today, because this is so important, because no matter where we go, people are going to try to take away our authenticity, take away our individuality. And so that's the problem with normalizing. Don't let people take that away. Normalizing, at the end of the day, you're you. And what is normal anyway? Just be you. Don't let anybody take it away from you. Thank you for listening. And remember, this is your one-stop shop for everything empowerment. Not only I am Vision of Hope, but we are Vision of Hope. Have a good one, everybody. When adversity came, I could have fell apart, but I chose instead to follow my heart. When adversity comes, I will never run. I will adjust, adapt, and overcome. Vision.